What if I told you that working harder is not the biggest reason people become rich? And in many cases, it's exactly what keeps them stuck. That sounds impossible, right? But here's the hidden truth. Money is not just a numbers game. It's a mind game. Two people can earn the same income, have the same education, and face the same opportunities. Yet one quietly builds lasting wealth while the other stays trapped in a cycle of stress and financial struggle. So what makes the difference? It isn't luck. It isn't intelligence. And it definitely isn't what most people have been taught. In this video, you're going to discover the powerful psychological secrets behind money from one of the most life-changing books ever written, The Psychology of Money. You'll learn why smart people often make terrible money decisions, why emotions can silently destroy your financial future, how your daily habits shape your wealth without you even noticing, and why true financial freedom has less to do with earning more and more to do with thinking differently. But here's the interesting part. Each lesson builds on the previous one, and the final lesson reveals the single mindset shift that separates people who stay wealthy for decades from those who lose everything, no matter how much they earn. Most people never discover this truth, and once you understand it, you'll never look at money the same way again. So stay with me until the very end, because missing the last lesson could mean missing the one idea that changes your financial future forever. And if you believe financial education should be simple, practical, and life-changing, take a second to like this video, share it with someone who deserves financial freedom, leave a comment telling me your biggest money lesson so far, and subscribe to the channel because we're just getting started. And what you're about to learn could completely transform the way you think about money for the rest of your life. Chapter 1. Why Smart People Stay Broke. Imagine this. Two friends graduate from college on the same day. They get similar jobs, earn almost the same salary, and even live in the same city. 10 years later, one has built a comfortable life with savings, investments, and peace of mind. The other is drowning in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, and constantly wondering where all the money went. What happened? Most people would say one person was simply better with money. But that's only part of the story. The real difference wasn't intelligence, it wasn't education, it wasn't even income. It was psychology. This is one of the biggest ideas in the psychology of money. Financial success is not just about knowing what to do. It's about being able to do the right thing consistently, even when your emotions are telling you to do the opposite. Think about it. Almost everyone knows that saving money is important. Most people know they shouldn't spend more than they earn. They understand that investing early is better than waiting. Yet millions of people still make decisions that hurt their financial future. Why? Because money decisions are emotional before they are logical. Picture this. You see your friends buying new cars, taking luxury vacations, and posting perfect lives on social media. Suddenly your own life feels small. You begin spending, not because you need something, but because you don't want to feel left behind. Without realizing it, you're no longer making financial decisions. You're making emotional decisions. Here's the interesting part. Even some of the smartest people in the world fall into this trap. During major financial bubbles throughout history, highly educated investors poured billions into investments they barely understood. They weren't acting on facts. They were driven by fear of missing out. When everyone around them seemed to be getting rich, staying patient felt impossible. Now consider Warren Buffett. He became one of the richest people in history not because he constantly chased every new opportunity, but because he stayed calm while others lost control. He understood something most people ignore. Controlling your emotions is often more valuable than predicting the market. This changes everything. Real wealth doesn't begin in your bank account, it begins in your mind. The habits you repeat every day, the choices you make when nobody is watching, and the ability to stay patient during uncertain times shape your financial future far more than your paycheck ever will. So before asking, how can I make more money, ask a more powerful question. Can I control the way I think about money? That single question can completely change your future. And once you realize that your greatest financial enemy isn't the economy, your job, or your income, but your own emotions, you become ready for the next lesson, where we'll uncover the invisible money mindset that quietly controls almost every financial decision you make without you even noticing. Chapter 2. The Invisible Money Mindset. Controlling your life. What if the biggest financial decision you make isn't the one you think about, but the one your mind makes automatically? Most people believe they are in complete control of their money. They think every purchase, investment, and financial choice is based on logic. But here's the surprising truth. Long before you earned your first paycheck, your mind had already started building a money story. Think about your childhood for a moment. Maybe you heard people say, money doesn't grow on trees. Maybe someone told you that rich people are greedy, or that only lucky people become wealthy. Perhaps you watched your parents worry every month about paying bills. Without realizing it, those moments became part of your identity. Here's the interesting part. Your brain doesn't treat those experiences as memories. It treats them as facts. Now imagine two people receiving a $10,000 bonus. One immediately invests most of it because they believe money should grow. The other spends nearly all of it because deep inside they believe money always disappears anyway. They earned the same amount, but their invisible beliefs created completely different futures. This is why personal finance is personal. Morgan Housel explains that every person sees money through the lens of their own life experiences. What feels risky to one person feels normal to another. What feels like enough for one person never feels enough for someone else. There is no universal money story. There are only personal ones. Now consider someone who grew up during a financial crisis. They may save every extra dollar because security means everything to them. Another person who grew up during years of economic growth may take bigger risks because they believe opportunities will always be available. Neither person is completely right or wrong. They're simply acting out the stories their experiences taught them. But something surprising happens. The moment you become aware of your money story, it loses much of its power over you. Instead of asking, what should I do with my money? Start asking, why do I believe what I believe about money? That simple question can reveal hidden fears, habits, and assumptions that have been guiding your decisions for years. Steve Jobs once said that you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. The same idea applies to money. When you look back, you'll often discover that your biggest financial decisions were driven by emotions and beliefs you never questioned. This changes everything because awareness creates freedom. Once you recognize the invisible mindset controlling your choices, you stop reacting automatically. You begin making decisions with purpose instead of habit, and that's the moment real financial growth begins. But even after changing your mindset, there's another challenge that quietly destroys wealth for millions of people. It's not bad luck. It's not low income. It's a psychological trap that almost everyone falls into, and escaping it is the hidden secret behind lasting wealth. That's exactly what we'll uncover in the next chapter. Chapter 3. The hidden psychology behind lasting wealth. Have you ever noticed that some people earn millions, yet end up with nothing, while others with average incomes quietly become financially free? At first, it doesn't make sense. Most people believe that earning more automatically means becoming richer. But here's the hidden truth. Income can make you look wealthy, but behavior is what makes you truly rich. Think about it. A luxury car, a huge house, designer clothes, and expensive vacations can create the image of success. But appearances don't tell you what's happening behind the scenes. That same person might be carrying massive debt, living under constant pressure, and depending on every paycheck just to maintain that lifestyle. Now picture someone else. They drive a simple car, live below their means, and rarely show off what they own. To the outside world, they seem ordinary. But quietly, year after year, they save, invest, and let their money grow. They may not look rich today, but they are building something far more valuable: freedom. This is one of the most powerful lessons from the psychology of money. Morgan Housel explains the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Rich is what people can see. Wealth is what they can't see. Wealth is the money you didn't spend. It's the investment still working for you. It's the choices you have because you prepared instead of showing off. Here's the interesting part. Human beings naturally seek approval. We want people to admire us. That's why so many financial decisions have nothing to do with need and everything to do with status. We buy things to impress others, hoping they'll see us as successful. But something surprising happens. Most people are too busy thinking about their own lives to spend much time thinking about yours. The expensive things you buy may attract attention for a moment, but that attention fades quickly. The debt, however, stays for years. Now consider Warren Buffett again. Even after becoming one of the richest people on earth, he continued living in the same house he bought decades ago. His goal wasn't to prove he was wealthy. His goal was to stay wealthy. That simple difference in thinking helped him build extraordinary financial freedom. The real secret isn't making every perfect investment. It's creating enough space for time to work in your favor. Every dollar you save today becomes an employee working for your future. Every unnecessary expense takes away one of those employees. At first, the difference seems small. But over years, compound growth turns small choices into life-changing results. This changes everything. True wealth isn't about owning the most. It's about needing the least. It's about having the freedom to say no, the confidence to wait, and the patience to let time multiply your efforts. And that leads us to the most important lesson of all. Because even if you understand your emotions, master your mindset, and build lasting wealth, there's one final mental shift that determines whether you keep that wealth for life or lose it when it matters most. Chapter 4. The Mind Game. That changes everything. What if the greatest sign of wealth isn't owning more, but needing less? That idea sounds backward in a world that constantly tells you to chase a bigger paycheck, a bigger house, and a bigger lifestyle. But here's the truth that changes everything. The ultimate purpose of money is not to impress people, it's to buy freedom. Think about it. Why do people want more money? Is it really about the expensive car or the luxury vacation? Or is it because they want the freedom to make their own choices, spend time with the people they love, and live life on their own terms? Most people spend years chasing money without asking what they're actually chasing. Imagine two people. One earns $1 million a year but works every waking hour, feels trapped by endless expenses, and can't walk away from a job they hate. The other earns much less but has built savings, invested wisely, and has the freedom to choose how they spend their time. Who is truly wealthier? The answer isn't found in a bank statement. It's found in freedom. Morgan Housel explains that one of the highest forms of wealth is control over your own time. Money becomes truly valuable when it gives you the ability to say yes to what matters and no to what doesn't. Here's the interesting part. The people who achieve lasting financial success rarely try to predict every market move or chase every new opportunity. Instead, they focus on simple habits that they repeat for years. They save consistently. They stay patient. They avoid unnecessary risks. Most importantly, they understand that no one wins every time. Even the world's greatest investors experience losses. Even the most successful entrepreneurs make mistakes. The difference is that they don't let one bad decision destroy everything they have built. Think about Amazon in its early years. There were moments when many people believed the company would fail. Jeff Bezos stayed focused on the long game instead of reacting to every short-term setback. That mindset wasn't just about business, it was about patience, resilience, and trusting the process. The same principle applies to your financial life. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to beat everyone else. You only need to avoid the mistakes that can take you out of the game. Time rewards consistency far more than brilliance. So, what is the biggest lesson from the psychology of money? Money is not a math problem. It's a behavior problem. The way you think, the way you react, and the habits you practice every day will shape your financial future far more than your income ever will. From this moment on, stop asking, "How can I get rich quickly?" Start asking, "How can I make decisions that my future self will thank me for?" Because real wealth isn't built overnight. It's built one choice, one habit, and one disciplined decision at a time. Master your mind, and your money will eventually follow. In the end, the biggest investment you will ever make isn't in stocks, businesses, or real estate. It's in the mindset that quietly shapes every financial decision for the rest of your life.